Hey, what's up? It's your girl Punana, the plus size beauty, and we're here back with She is Plus Size Beauty Sundays. And we got the lovely Jim Lee in the building. What's up, Jim? How's it
How are
going?
you? Thanks for having me.
Oh my God, you're so coy. You're like, thanks for having me. Thanks everybody. Thanks you guys.
Yeah.
So how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling a little nervous, but y'all making it very relaxing for me.
Oh, don't be nervous. This is like being at home, having a little chat.
Is it
You know
okay?
you're the man. I'm
All right,
so
all right.
excited we got you in here. You say you're feeling good, Look, y'all, Jim is that guy right now, okay? He is that guy, got his own business, plus size community. Oh my God, if you don't know Jim, let the people know what is your occupation and where are you from?
My name's Jim. I have a plus size fashion brand.
Woo!
I've been in the game since like 2017. But yeah, I just design, manufacture clothes here in the LA area at that.
Hey now.
Um, and I live out of here in Orange County.
Oh,
Orange
nice.
County,
In the
California.
OC.
The OC, yeah.
How's that living out there in the OC? Because like some people have this lavish
Yeah.
thing. They were like, "Oh, the OC, just like the show."
It's definitely not like that. I grew up in the area, like in
Mhm.
high school, where actually the neighborhood next to us was where they filmed the Real Housewives of Orange County.
Oh, I am so in
And
love with
it's
that.
crazy
It-
because the level of affluence there is wild.
oh my
It's definitely a bubble. I definitely don't live in that bubble right now,
God.
but I aim to be, and I hopefully will be soon.
Oh my God, I bet you like commuting. Do you ever get like the weirdos that probably want to come and like take pictures because they know this is where they film at?
No, it's like at those communities. So I live outside the community, but I went to high school with them.
Oh, okay.
But then those communities, I had friends that are there, and it's all gated off, and the gates are very, very like, "Who are you here for? What's your name?
Oh
You're
my
not on the
God.
list. Get to the back." I was
Oh my God.
like, okay, all right.
You're like, okay, I live over here, but thank you.
I'm a neighbor.
Oh my goodness.
No, it's very strict, but that's how it is out there.
So dang, growing up and stuff out there. So like family, like your family too as well.
My
Just
family is in Orange County. Well, actually, I was born in Korea. Yeah, I was born in Seoul, Korea, and I
love
moved
that.
to New Jersey
Mm-hmm.
and I lived there for a while, and then moved to Illinois. And then I landed in California around 2001.
Okay, New Jersey, Illinois. Was it like Chicago?
It's like an hour south of Chicago. Nobody
Okay,
knows South Elgin
and then like California.
and California.
You was like, I can't deal with this cold shit. I gotta come to where it's sunny.
You know what? At the time, I didn't really think about it, but the weather in California is the best.
I'm telling you, people
Yeah,
move here
it's
literally
the
and
best.
never freaking leave,
Yeah.
even though we want you to
Please.
leave because it's
House
too
is
much
too
traffic,
expensive.
and I'm tired of paying this high rent.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Oh my God. So your parents, was they adamant about you like moving around and things?
No, well, so I moved around mostly as a child.
Okay.
So it's mostly for their businesses too.
Okay.
So like,
Working mama and daddy.
I swear, like every time the economy crashed, my parents like, "We're doing something new."
Oh
Always
my
just
God.
move. Yeah.
You was like, Mom, Dad, I just made a set
Yeah.
of friends.
Oh my gosh, that was the hardest part. But after
Oh.
the first couple moves, like, just be yourself and you'll make friends. You'll make friends anywhere.
Oh, I love that. So you were like the only child.
I had an older sister. I have an older sister actually. She's 4 years older than me.
Aw.
She's also out here. She works at Cedar Sinai as a physician's assistant. So like all that expectations of her did not come, like it all came to me, and I was like, I can't fulfill those expectations.
Oh my God. You was like the pressure.
Nah.
Mom, Dad, the
School.
pressure. No.
Schools, professors, for some reason, did not like me. I don't know why.
Oh my goodness. It be like that sometimes, School isn't for everyone.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes, and it seemed like, oh, your sister, the medical field, right?
The
Oh
medical
my
field.
God, my mom tried. She tried her best to push it on me, and I literally slapped the book on the table and said, Mom, I
No.
don't want to do this shit. This shit is
I
boring.
know. That's exactly what happened to me. We're like the same.
I was like, Mom, no, the sight of blood, no. Like, I have to do something else. Like, no, Mom.
No, it's hard, but it's definitely for some people and definitely not for some people. So
Oh, so like your family, were they super supportive when you were like, I don't want to look here, Mom, Dad, I don't want to do this.
I don't think they really had a choice. I just said, I can't do this. And I was actually like, I was shadowing doctors too because I was gonna be a physical therapist,
Okay.
and I love helping people.
Oh, I love that.
And I loved all of that, but for some reason, I could just not finish off my calculus, and I just kept getting Fs in calculus. I was like,
Because it's
you know
fucking
what?
hard.
I don't know why physical therapists need to know calculus first off,
Right.
and if I can't pass this class, it's not going to be for me. I'm just going to start making money.
I just tried my best. Look, calculus, like
So useless.
I get it. So like education wise, so was you like in high school? Was it like your last final high school where you graduated from? Did you enjoy
Um,
that?
in high school, I enjoyed high school. I went
Mhm.
to Tesoro High School. Nobody knows it. I met one person that did recently, and I was like, "You're lying to me. There's no way you know my high school." But she did, and it's a great school. I was like, it's funny because I was in all the honors programs there, and
Yeah.
I went to college as a incoming sophomore. But I think I went to UC Riverside, and
Nice.
um,
Shout out to Riverside, you
Riverside,
see.
what's up? But I definitely partied too hard,
Okay.
and then
Like
I was
most
like,
college students.
I can do testing and I can pass all the tests, but homework, who needs to do homework? And I realized in college, you still got to do homework.
Oh yes, you do. You can rock hard, you can party with your cock out, do what you need to do and like get drunk and things, but baby, that book you gotta open it up sometimes.
My
You
book,
just
my book wouldn't open up for some reason. I tried
oh,
opening it,
oh my goodness. So
but it
like
wouldn't.
going to school, moving around so much, was it like hard or some type of challenges just identity wise? Because you told me that you like, Korea.
Yeah, definitely. Because in I feel like most of my life, I've always been like the token Asian guy, especially in New Jersey. I was actually, it's funny. I was actually getting into fights in elementary school in like
Mm.
first and second grade because
Mm-hmm.
of some kids picking on me, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck that.
Yes, fight
Um,
back.
and then you have to stand up for yourself. Otherwise, they just trample over you, and then they trample over you, and it's just that's becomes the cycle. And
Mhm.
if you don't stick up for yourself, then you're just gonna be trampled on for your life. And um, it's crazy because when I moved from New Jersey to
Mhm.
Illinois, I was like, oh shoot, we're going to Cornland.
Yeah.
Like I know there's no Asians out there.
Oh yeah.
And then
Mhm.
when I was out there in like fourth grade, right? I remember moving there, and then I'm so nervous. I'm like I'm like walking the hallway to use the restroom, and then like there's this little kid staring at me. They're like not in a malicious way, but just like, what is that?
Oh my god, don't you
Yeah.
hate that when they just, like, stare at you?
Yeah, but then at the same time, what I realized, the people in Illinois, they
Mhm.
were probably the most friendly people that I've ever met in my life. And
Aw.
what it is they've just never had an interaction with Asians before. They're just
Oh.
not used to it. So once they got to know me, it was like they were I miss the people a lot. They're the sweetest people ever.
Aw, 'cause I hope it's not like that stereotypical what they see, like, on the movies and things. They didn't expect you to, like, break out with, like, rice or anything like that. People say ignorant shit like
That's
that.
more Jersey.
Mm.
Jersey definitely got more ignorance going
Oh
on.
my god, and they the
Um,
worst to be trying to judge
oh, gee,
somebody. Jersey is the fucking ghetto.
fist pumping it out around the
Fist pumping it out, Jersey Shore.
yeah,
Awes
no, it's
awesome days.
and then moving to California, definitely it's a whole identity crisis. I think growing up, I always wanted to
Yes.
be something I wasn't. I was also really big growing up too, so that people used to joke that I would roll around, and that's actually one of the reasons I'm doing plus size is a big thing for me.
I love that. Oh my
Yeah, so I'm
god.
I'm like the token Asian guy. I want to be white. I want to be skinny. Nothing's working out for me. I'm like, dude, my life sucks. And I remember talking to my parents like, why did you make me like this? And then as you grow up, you're
Yeah.
like, I like it. I like who I am now. And I think everybody who feels a little lonely when they're growing up or just feel
Mhm.
a little outcast when they're growing
Mhm.
up, they probably have those thoughts. But I see kids nowadays in elementary school. My mom would pack me lunches and
I love that. My mom too.
yeah, but they'd be Korean stuff. And then all the white kids would be like, ew, stinky, what is that? And I'm like,
Fucking rude asses. I know, right? They make you feel inadequate for
uh-huh.
your cultural food.
But nowadays I see kids and they're like, ooh, what is that? And I'm like, oh, is that seaweed and rice? Let me have some. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Like, how come this didn't happen for me?
Why do I have to have this trauma?
I
But
remember I took oxtails to school and they were like, "What is
Are
that?"
you serious? Oxtails
Then
my
the kids was like, "Ew, what is
oh,
that?"
they
And I
don't
was just
know.
like, "My mom put it in my
Oh
lunch
my
pail."
gosh, you got
Like, what?
oxtails.
And I told my mom, I was like, "Mama,
Crazy.
you can't give me that no
That's
more." They said
love.
my
Oh my
food was
gosh. Your heart
nasty.
was
My mom was just like, she like, "Who said that?" I'm going up to your school right now. And I'll be like, no, mom. Like,
I
no.
love it.
Was your mom like, because you said you used to fight and things. Like, was
Uh-huh.
your mom like one of the moms that'd be like, hit them back? Like,
No, they both told me not to.
oh, damn.
And I think in a lot of Asian culture too is like, no, just assimilate. Just be quiet a little bit. But I definitely did not, because I didn't fit the mold for that. You know what's funny? I was born in Korea and I came here when I was like 1.5. So my
Mhm.
first language is English.
Mm.
But in New Jersey, they put me in ESL where my English is my second language. I'm like,
Are
yo,
they
why
fucking
the
serious?
hell am I in this class? Like, no offense to other kids that are in this class, but yo, English is my first language.
You're like, I know English. Like,
Yeah.
this is too much.
Like, come on, teachers. Like, this is a little bit racist.
Oh my God. That remind me of that. You remember on Mean Girls when she was like, we have a new student from Africa. And they
Yeah.
all looked at the black girl and the black girl was like, I'm from Michigan. And it was actually the white
Sadie,
girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Just horrible,
I
horrible.
remember. It's
So that's
sad.
good you found your identity and then had like your challenges and things like that. And then look what you came out with. Like you have your own brand that you are like founding up and
Okay.
making and things like that.
I think it all leads up to everything. So like everything is just a journey, right?
Yes,
Everything
amazing.
builds you into who you are, and as long as you realize that certain things happen for a reason, and you leverage it, everything's smooth.
So we
Yes.
got to know now that you have your own brand, you're a grown up now. I found my identity. I am Jim motherfucking Lee. Okay. What is a day in the life of being Jim? Just like on a regular day, what is it like?
Man, it's stressful. I won't lie. Being an entrepreneur is I would akin it to being, and I don't want to put down any firefighters, but I feel like I'm a firefighter because people come every day and they're complaining. They're like, "This is not working. Can you do this? What do I do if this happens?" Like, dude, just use your brain a little bit and just make it happen.
Yes.
And and I know they're capable of doing it, and that's why I'm more like, ugh, I know
Yeah.
you can think, dude,
Like, dude, like, come on.
or like just do it. It's not a big problem. Don't get freaked out. You're getting freaked out. Let's do saw. Let's do saw. Let's think about how can we address this problem. But other than that, I work a lot.
Yeah.
I probably work like 60 hours a week.
Like a damn lawyer.
Yeah, like a damn
Mhm.
lawyer, and I don't get paid like a lawyer, but hopefully soon I will be. But
Mhm.
I'm
It
putting the
will.
time in. I'm putting the time in. I just work a lot. I don't really do much else. I get to work at like 7:30.
Mhm.
I leave 7:30.
You sound like me.
Yeah,
Just
work
working
hard.
a lot.
Gotta grind when you can, because
Mhm.
your body at the older ages just won't work that well.
Oh my goodness. So I guess it's like emails and then it's like you have
So yeah, so I do a lot of I do the design parts.
yes.
I do the merchandising.
Mhm.
I kind of guide the manufacturing. I coordinate the marketing. It's just I do. It's a very small shop, and people when they see our company, they're like, "Oh, it's like some big company," but it's like
Mhm.
really me and like maybe 10 people,
Uh,
which is including the sewers I have in house
Oh,
and
I
my
love
warehouse
that.
workers.
Oh
Yeah,
my God. So
very
it's like
small,
really like really based home, small,
very
small,
small.
but you have all these tentacles and things that you're
Exactly,
doing. And you're
exactly.
like, it's just me. If anything falls down, it is on
Me,
me.
it's
Like,
really on me. Everything I actually even if, like, my employees mess up or anything, I always say it's my fault because,
oh.
it's probably because I didn't train them, I didn't tell them what to do, or mostly training. Because
Mm.
I could have told them better how to do things, I could have told her to do this, but if they fail, I fail. That's how I see
Mm.
it.
Oh, that's so nice. You one of them nice bosses, because usually, I don't want to
I
say
try
this,
to
but
be.
like Asians, they get this thing of like being like when we're at work, they're like, get back to work. And
Yeah.
it's like,
I actually grew up with that. My parents were like that. So I'm like, I'm trying to not be like them because that's trauma. Dude. You're gonna take that to heart. You go home and cry. I'm like, no, just talk to me. What's going on?
Mm.
Or if something's in trouble, if team members are fighting, like, hey, I'll separate them. Come talk to me, and I listen to them. I hear both sides, and then make
Mhm.
a decision. Um, it's just better that way. Everybody gets a voice.
I'm telling you, sometimes working in a small space, sometimes everybody personalities sometimes clash, or just seeing a motherfucker every day just kind of like irks you.
So just
And then just trust me, because I work some,
a little bit, yeah.
working in a small school sometimes. Motherfuckers get on my nerves, and I'll
Yeah,
just be like, "Get out of my face!
it happens.
Email me, figure it out." Like that's what I be wanting to say, but I'll be like, "It's okay."
It's okay. It's okay. You gotta keep your cool. Be like,
Yeah.
it's okay. Let me answer your question, and then make sure you understand I don't want you asking the same question twice, okay? But yeah, I honestly sometimes I really, I have, like, an open office.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'm just like, "I really wish I just had one room." So I close it, and then I give them a certain time to ask me questions because 'cause I'm, like, doing work, and then they
And then
interrupt,
they
and
come
then
and
it's like,
then
"What
they
was I
ask
doing?"
you.
And then, like,
Yes.
you know,
And then you fucking stop the email and you're just like, you come back
train
to
of
after talking
thought.
to them for like a good 30 minutes and you come back and you're like,
What was I
what the
doing?
fuck was I doing?
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. And
yeah.
you'd be like, ah,
It just messes up the workflow, and
yeah,
it's just not efficient.
yeah.
So and that's why I understand when people have offices, their private offices, like, they
Mhm.
gotta get some work done, you know?
It's the tedious things that come with being a leader. So I probably, I
It
understand
happens. You
fully.
understand.
It's
Yeah.
baby, sometimes I just be like, "Can you guys just email me? Like, do you wanna get paid? I'm doing payroll. I'm doing payroll,
Yeah,
okay?"
exactly.
And then they back the fuck
It's like
off,
a
and I'll be like, "Come back in an
slap in the
hour. If
face.
you want your check right, I advise you to come back in an hour."
Especially those small, like, the detail-oriented
Oh
things.
my
It's like, "You
god.
want me to mess up your paycheck?" You know? "No. No, no, I'll come back to you."
Um, so I cannot. So, with having your company, your passion as an entrepreneur.
My passion is so, like I said, when I was growing up, I was pretty big, and I actually hated the term fat, and now it's like right now fat is kind of like in between, where some people say it's a good thing, some people it's a bad thing.
Mhm.
For me,
It's the
it's
pro and con.
very trauma based. So I used to call myself, husky or big boned.
Mhm, this is him. Mhm.
Yeah, and it's funny because initially, so my family's always been in the apparel industry.
Mhm.
And my dad has been making manufacturing clothes for, like, Nike,
Oh, that's
men's apparel
amazing.
and
So it's
stuff.
like in the blood.
It's in the blood,
Mhm.
and originally, they were doing a lot of embellishment stuff for bigger companies,
Yes.
and we're designing these designs and then selling it to companies, and then the bigger companies will buy them.
Yeah.
And then what's crazy is, like, they'll squeeze us, like, "You need to cut down your prices more." I'm like, "Dude, like, we designed all of that,
Yeah.
and you're just gonna, like, take it, and then you wanna squeeze us?" And that's part of why I wanted to start my own brand first off.
Yeah, of course.
And then so my idea was like, "You know what? I'm gonna start my own brand. It's gonna come a time where we're gonna be able to leverage it ourselves." And then I went to FITM for like a year course, a crash course for
Yeah, of course.
merchandising and marketing.
Mhm.
And then my very last class, my professor, Shell Marcus, bless her, she was like, "Go find something that's wrong in the American fashion industry." And it
Mm.
was just at that time I looked it up, and literally there was this article by Tim Gunn.
Ah,
Um,
shout out to Tim
yeah, shout out to
Guns.
him. This actually wouldn't have happened if I didn't see this article. So he
Oh
was
my
like, "The
goodness.
biggest problem in the American fashion industry is that the average woman is a size, 16, 18,
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
but the entire fashion industry is not provided for them." And I was like,
Mm.
"Holy crap! I didn't even think about it that way." None of these girls even at fashion school, they don't even know how to design for plus size bodies.
No, they don't.
They
They
don't.
don't.
They
They just get
don't.
the petite girls and call it a day.
And plus size bodies are much. You need to know the body a lot, and you need to
Mhm.
know there's a lot of variations in bodies, and you have to put a lot of time and effort into it. And a lot of the companies, and I've seen a lot of companies that try to do plus sizes, and then after like a year or two, they're like, "We can't do it."
It's just a fucking wreck for them, and it
Yeah.
just I think it's the whole inclusiveness that they're now trying
Uh huh.
to, you know, put an addition into
Exactly.
their company, which is
Which is
fine, but it's
great.
like, if you're gonna do it,
You
can
gotta
you do it
do it.
right,
You gotta do it
please?
right.
Like, please just stop putting us in like what they do is they use that same skater type dress thing and then they put like fucking florals on it. And I'll just be like, well, what type of fat bitch wants to be? And I don't mean to say that. Let me rephrase
Not in a bad
my
way.
what type of like a girl like me wants to be plastered in floral all day? Like, it's
Exactly.
just horrible.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I think they try to take a model that they use, and then just rehash it for plus sizes, but it doesn't work like that.
Oh my god, no, it's
It
crazy.
doesn't work like that, and I think a lot of companies, they try it out, and they're saying, "Oh, it's not working. The money's not there," and then they drop it. But they don't realize they're not really working with they don't have the proper intel or
Yes.
the investment into developing for these plus size bodies.
It's
So
it's the part see your passion and your kinda like love for it, it's like that's why your clothes is amazing. Your
Thank you.
company is doing amazing.
Thank
You
you.
know, because it's the love, and some people just make plus size clothes, and sometimes they just like do anything. And then when actual plus size women or plus size people try the damn clothes on, and they're like, okay, this doesn't fit right. Like my rose is hanging out.
Yeah, and that's a they don't teach any of that. So, like, in fashion school, right, how to design for that, and, like, once you're there with fit models, you're like, "Oh, I wish this covered right
Yeah, this
here.
cover
I'll
right
cover it right
here.
here. It's easy. We just, we'll cover it up like this,
Yeah.
and then perfect." And then they love it. It's like they just so my thing too with fashion is, growing up as a really big kid is that
Mhm.
I didn't have I couldn't wear a lot of stuff growing up,
Yeah.
and it
Same.
was yeah. So I remember this one instance. I was in. Such a silly story, but I was a kid, right? I'm a kid. We're all playing in the streets. It's a
Yeah.
water balloon fight.
Oh, I love those.
But like for me, my boxer boots are so tight they always chafed me down there.
Oh my
And I hated
god,
it.
the
So I was
thigh
like,
rub,
yeah. And I
yeah.
was like, Appa, which means dad in Korean. Give me your boxers. And he was like, give me my boxers. All right. I don't even wear these ones. So he gave me these salmon pink boxers.
Yeah.
And then I'm like wearing it and I'm having fun outside. And then it's like the water balloons come out and then they're coming out. And then your clothes are soaked. I'm
Yeah.
soaked. And then they're like, he's got pink boxers on. And I'm like, no, no. And
And you're like, "No.
I
Oh my god,
yeah,
no."
I ran home and I was like, I'm never wearing those ever again. But like, a lot of times people don't realize like, plus size fashion is growing right now, right? But like a lot of people who are my age or older, they didn't have access to a lot of fashion.
No, we did not.
And when when I went through puberty and I lost a lot of weight and I had more
Mhm.
fashion accessible to me, I'm like, oh, like even on bad days, if I put on a nice outfit, I can feel amazing.
Mhm.
And that's number two is why I'm so passionate about doing Live It is because the brand is called Live It because I was unhappy with how the fashion industry was and how it's not catering to some people who obviously want to be wearing fashionable items, who don't want to be relegated to the back of the store.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm just building and I'm taking feedback as I go from customers too, and just
Oh, I
trying to
love
be better.
that.
So
I love that. So why the name Live It? That was one of
yeah.
the questions where I was just like, never like, I understand the name, but I was like, "I wonder why he named it like that."
So yeah. So it's first. I was always angry. So it was.
Oh, okay.
I'm angry from first off them stealing our designs and squeezing us on pricing. So that's what I need first. I'm livid because I don't want to do designs and not be rewarded for it.
Reparations for
Uh-huh.
my designs, people. Reparations.
So it started with being angry about not being paid properly about that, and then when I went to school, I was like, oh, like I'm I'm sure these girls will live it too, because
Yeah.
to me, fashion was this tool that can make you feel amazing on a bad day, and it's totally blocked off to them. And I understood that because I went through that,
Mhm.
and then I had access to fashion, and I was like, it makes you feel so good. These girls should
Mm.
have it. So I was livid about the whole industry, and that's how it just came to be.
I love that. I
Yeah,
love that. It's like these girls are just like on fire and just living and kind of like pissed to all recognition that it's like, okay, this brand is representing us now. And it's like,
I'm
stop
trying
stealing
to.
our stuff.
I'm trying to.
You want to know another thing that makes me live it? And I know this might sound like a salad bar. Can they stop? Please stop hiring models that go have surgery and then like put the clothes on. And I'm just like, just hire a regular plus size model. I'm not saying like it's no offense. It's no offense to the girls that have surgery. You guys look fabulous. I would never knock a girl that have surgery. But then it's like when you put them in athletic wear, it's like, okay, you're not promoting like like you're not promoting real like bodies.
you know,
And it's upsetting
I
me and
know.
my big homegirls.
I
Like,
hear that, right? And so I also know that, and I won't even say that I am a part of it too, because
yeah.
when we work with studios, they have a certain models that they use.
Yeah, which is
Um,
beautiful.
and
Yeah.
then so I'm like, for me, who can't book a full model and a full studio on my own because I only have certain amount of clothes,
Right.
I have to consolidate with other brands. So I use them, and then don't get me wrong, I have done stuff too before where like I reach out to smaller people, like smaller influencer names,
Mhm.
or just like girls who are more like shapely, like oh you're like the real customer.
Yeah.
And then what I realized too is that without them being trained, the shoots take forever.
Ever.
And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
you need to swap out your clothes faster. You can't be taking 10 minutes on one outfit.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just we only did 5 outfits in an hour. We have to do at least
Yeah.
30. Like,
You
and I
gotta at
then I
least
really
get
appreciate
time.
the models. That's when I didn't realize model work is hard.
It's definitely
Switching out like
hard.
that. Oh my gosh, man. Like,
E-com? Baby, I was doing e-com one time for, Just Fab and Shoe
uh-huh.
Dazzle.
Oh, just ooh, dang girl.
I think I put on 50 plus almost 60 shoes
It's
and just
crazy.
in e-com just to get half of my legs.
It's
Like, we were
crazy.
doing stuff, like, just with my legs, and it was like, "Okay, next shoe."
It's a
I was
lot.
sweating. I
It's
was
a
sweating.
lot of work.
More I was more like, I love that they use the models, and they have great shapes and stuff after
Uh-huh.
being surgery because you never know what somebody's going through, the
Exactly.
confidence.
Mhm.
I love that. If you wanna go get your breasts done, go do that. The influencers, it'd be
I
like the
know. That's the big thing.
influencers, you're not selling it's kinda appalling in a sense. I'd rather see a real plus size influencer than somebody than a girl that have surgery because it's like, you're not selling reality to them. You're selling something fake, you know?
Exactly. And that's why on our social feed, we try to use real body girls, just like the
Yeah.
average customer because, we even had feedback before too. Because like, on our cover page, there'd be like she got the curves, right? And then people would email, like, "I love that you used a girl that looks like me because it
Oh, I
feels like
love
it's
that. I
genuine."
love
And
that.
I was like, right into my heart, "Okay, I'll keep that in mind." And that's why on our social, we tried to make sure, like, it's like your average person. It's no model, and average people can look great too.
Yeah, that's it. Like, don't get me wrong, the Instagram models, y'all look
They
amazing.
look amazing.
Y'all can have everything that you
Mhm.
want. But it's like the real girls, we need something to look to on some of the brands that be like, okay, it look good on you. We can I see it on a person that looks good on a real body because I don't want to buy it if I'm gonna look like, in a paper bag.
Yeah,
Like that's
exactly.
that's what I don't want to do,
Uh-huh.
you know?
Mhm.
So it seems like you have your bit of career challenges because as you can say, like you realize that models work is hard. It's the funding for the e-com and then having to deal with like these other brands and things. Like
It's so hard.
the difficulty of just having your own brand and just sometimes dealing with the models too can be a lot because again, we're women, we're emotional, we just
I've actually had great luck with all the models, and
oh, that's
they've always been
amazing.
so happy, and they're always like, "Oh, I've never seen stuff like this. It's
Oh.
cool." And I'm like, "Thanks. I don't know if you're saying that so you get more bookings with
She
me,
get a
but I'll
little she
take
get a
it.
little
I'll take it,
brownie
girl.
points.
Throw it up, girl."
Bring back Ginger. She was sweet.
Exactly. Uh-huh. So,
Have you ever thought, like, in the future wise, maybe like 5 years from now, say, like, if your brand just like shoots out there, like being amazing, a nice collaboration that you would love to do with somebody, maybe like top 3?
I don't even know. I haven't even thought that far yet.
I know, I'm so sorry. I'm pushing you to
No,
be
I know I
like
love it. No, I love it, and, I should be thinking about it because this is my 3rd year of doing Livid after I restarted. So, I was
Yay!
actually building a different brand up before that, and I
Mhm,
realized this guy doesn't care about plus size people, and he
mhm.
just wants to make money. And that's where I met our friend, my social media manager, Charvel. Shout out to her.
Hey, shout out to Charvel.
That's where I met her, and a lot of my connections is my previous partner had promised me a lot of things, but none of it actually panned out. And
Okay.
I was doing all the work, and there were times where I'm like, I don't think he really cares about these people, first off. And then
Damn.
if that's like one of the biggest things, if you don't
Mhm,
have that, I feel like eventually you'll lack the passion or follow through.
mhm,
Eventually, if the money runs out, you'll just quit. Um, but for me, I think that's where we had split during
mhm.
COVID, and it's been 3 years since doing revitalizing Livid, and um, I just get to do it my way, and I'd be really happy to do collaborations with anybody, to be honest.
I think that's everybody's
Um,
answer.
but it's my 3rd year, so I had a 3-year plan, and now I gotta. It's the new year, so I gotta figure out my 4, 5, 6-year plan, and I'm gonna keep that in thought, who I wanna collaborate with, because once you have that goal, I feel like if you put it out there and you work towards
Mhm.
it, if you keep moving forward, it'll probably happen,
You
so
never know now because the celebrities are so entailed with they don't wanna just work with big super brands now. They, like, try to, be down to earth and stay in tune with, like, the little people because it's the dope talent there. And, more people appreciate when higher ups work with, little people. I've noticed that. I think, There's been a couple of times where I've seen Beyonce, like, she have, I believe she did that performance that was at the Oscars where it was, like, all lime green.
Oh, yeah.
That area is where, I teach drill team. That's our practice spot in Compton, y'all. Like, it's a small tennis court that's at Track New Park, and I remember we couldn't go to practice for, like, a week, and then we was like, "Well, why are they blocking us off and things?" And I remember they blocked that whole little place off, and when I went to the Oscars, y'all, and I was sitting there, and I was there, and when I found out where it was, because I remember the movie, it was the tennis movie about with Will Smith,
Oh,
and yeah.
I don't know the name of it, but
I
I know what you're
forgot I
talking about.
forgot the name. Please, y'all don't kill me. I'm like, "Please don't kill me." That was at the Track New Park where we practiced.
Wow, that's crazy.
I was like, "Wow." I was like, "Oh my god." I was sitting there proud like, "Oh my god, they turned that into something
That's so
amazing." It was
cool.
so small.
Uh-huh.
It's like a medium-sized kinda like little tennis court, but it's not that big. So what they turned it into, I was just like, "That's crazy." You never know with celebrities. They love to work with like little spots that they could be low key or, little brands and things that
I'll keep
they
that in
just love.
mind.
I'm telling you, the way they shop, the way they things that they do, like they love small.
I'm gonna keep that in mind.
Mhm.
I think that's really important. Yeah, because I would have never thought. We work with some stylists here and there, um, and I got to dream bigger. I think you told me earlier,
Mhm.
dream big.
Dream big. Look, dream big or go home. That's the most
Yeah,
thing that anyone could tell you is no.
yeah,
And
exactly.
everybody gonna always tell you no. So my mama tell me no. Like, girl, I'm just asking, like, can you cook dinner? Like, I live alone, but I don't want to cook. I want to come over there and eat like the rest of the grandchildren.
There we go.
I'm your child. Like, why do they get to eat
They love
first?
grandchildren though.
Like, it's just different. Like, this is my mother. Like, what?
Yeah.
I walk in there and be like, this is my mother.
That's so funny.
Y'all do not get first dibs. And they just be like, you're grown now, move out of the way. And I'm just like, what?
No.
I'm pretty sure because I think I went onto your social media and it was like this cutest picture of, I believe it's your nephew.
Oh yes.
And they would how did y'all
Yeah.
shoot that? Like, look at that. That
I
was
don't
too
even
cute.
know. Literally, he just sat at the table, and then I don't know how it happened. He just started talking to us, and everybody's like, "All right, we're listening, son."
It was so cute because he was like, he pulled under the caption, he was like, we pulled together a meeting. He pulled together a meeting about sweet waffles or something. And it looked like he is literally telling y'all, like, look, we have to invest in this family.
Look at his
Like,
big ass head. He's got a big. He's definitely thinking about some entrepreneurial stuff, about waffles, maybe.
oh my God, is he like bad? Because I have my nieces and nephews are bad as fuck.
No,
My little small ones,
so sweet.
he is.
He's so sweet. He's so proper, and then I see him like, where'd you get that from? Not my sister, definitely.
Tell me, my sister was not like this. You got to get this from the dad side, huh?
Definitely.
Oh, I love that. Oh my goodness. So what would you say, like having a brand now and then like you knowing the materials and things that you want, your own personal style? What would you describe your personal style?
I'm very simple. I It's kind of funny. In order to pursue this dream of fashion, I had to give
Mhm.
up some of my fashion because
Mm.
fashion can get expensive, and
Yes, it
when you
can.
want to wear a lot of nice stuff,
Yes, it can.
as a startup, you don't have that extra cash flow. So I'm like, okay. So I'm more minimalistic now. I just wear like a white tee, black tee. I wear a lot of Nike. I like on my free time. I do like to go to the
Mhm.
gym and just put music on and then have nobody talk to me for an hour.
Oh my God, that is the best.
Yeah.
When I'm in the steam room, I'm
Uh-huh.
just in there, just like
Just me.
I almost fell asleep in there one time, but that's very unsafe. Don't do that, people.
Don't do that. Do not do that. You could die.
You can die. You
Definitely
could
die.
possibly die. But I was really
Not being dramatic.
exhausted and it just felt
Yeah, it
good.
feels so good.
And I realized I was in there for like 35 minutes because my hands was like
Oh,
prickling. And I
girl.
was like, oh my God, let me get the hell up out of here before I die.
You could die.
I know. Let me not do that. You guys don't do that.
Yeah, but I'm glad you're here. I'm happy that it didn't get you.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm very simple now. Just
So a lot of leisure wear.
a lot of leisure
A lot of,
wear.
it's crazy. People that design clothes or like these fabulous brands and things, the people that design it are so laid back and casual and leisure wear and they're so simplistic, but they make all these amazing
You
clothes.
know what? I don't want to be. I want to be more, but that time will come.
On the red carpets, on the red
On the red
carpets.
carpets. No, I know it's funny that maybe it's because they're just so like, oh, fashion is my work.
Mhm.
I don't wanna deal with it anymore. I don't know, maybe that's why, but
Nah, that's why they hire stylists, huh? They
exactly.
be like, "Look, tell
What
me,
to do,
try
what's in
like,
right
this is
now.
my style, pick out the clothes, and then everyone dress me
That's
because
my
I don't wanna
styles.
do it."
Mhm.
I wish I was that rich. Just wake up. Like, if I had a makeup artist that can do my hair and makeup all the time, I'll be like, "Yes, I will go out all the
It's
time."
gonna come.
Hopefully, you know what? Hopefully one day, and I think I'll be so humble. I wouldn't be treated because I heard that some of these
Yeah.
celebrities are so
Oh,
mean. They're so
yeah.
mean to their makeup and hair.
I sometimes I
So,
feel like they don't even know it. They're just like, "Can you do that? Do this," and they're like, "Damn, like, please a little bit nice."
like, please, I'll burn your roots. Keep fucking with me. I'm just
They you
That's so awful.
I love it.
Let me not do
They I
that.
love it. You gotta speak out for the stylist. You're the voice of them now.
'Cause I know so many people that when they do so many celebrity hairstylists, most of them they say, like, they're very sweet or whatnot. Makeup artists, sometimes they have, a harder because they don't like to pay the
Oh, really?
I just feel like if you have a makeup artist all there all day, just go ahead, pay them the
You
coin that
should.
they should, you know?
Yeah.
Some people don't like to pay over $150, but I'm like, "You want this beat face?" I mean,
Come
if
on now.
if they wanna transform you into Beyoncé,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
pay the coin, girl.
Everybody's worth their due, you know?
Uh,
If you're not gonna pay them, just don't use them. Do your own makeup.
that's
See how it comes out.
Don't fucking cry.
Exactly.
So having your brand, being a leader, being a boss, answering emails, trying to stay, fit, going to the gym, being just who you are, family man, just this is a lot of things. Do you ever just what do you do for yourself that's fun or just like self-care?
So every so often when I get really stressed out and my head's about to explode, I'll go on I like to go fishing. I
Oh,
like to go
nice.
deep sea fishing. Something it's like you're outside of social media, outside of the internet. When you're out on a boat, there's
Mhm.
no internet at all. So all you just gotta be is out with the wilderness. I like camping too, because
Oh my
I won't
god,
have service in
you
the
and my
mountains.
and
Yeah.
my sister and my
Hey,
sister-in-law.
I gotta meet her. We'll have a good time. We'll
Oh,
fish and
Lord.
camp. We'll cook the fish while we're camping. Yeah.
That's her thing,
Uh-huh.
fishing, like,
Yeah,
her
really.
goal is to literally go to state to fish or, like, out of the country to fish,
That's
and she's
crazy.
trying to get me to go out there, but the way that I'm, like, seasick, I can't fuck around.
Seasickness is no joke. I throw up all the time. I'm heaving chunks, but once you throw up, you feel good.
Oh my goodness.
Ready to
So
roll.
fishing, because I remember I caught that on your social media, you had that big, like, big-ass fish, and I was just like
I love it.
I would've freaked out just holding it, like, "Ah!"
Yeah, you know what? Initially, I was like that too. Like, oh, it's so slimy. Like, oh, I'm so seasick. But once you catch one,
Mhm.
you have this huge adrenaline rush, and there's nothing quite like it. And then just pulling in something like that, and then eating it. I love to eat.
Oh.
Eating that fish, and I like to cook too. So
Oh, look at that.
figuring out different ways to prepare the fish and feeding my family, it's one of my joys too.
But it's the serenity. I can tell why people like you
Mhm.
love
That's what it
fishing
is.
because something about the water just brings that
Beautiful.
that serene. Because I like going to the beach sometimes with a couple of cold ones and just sitting out there and just when it's too much and I'll just sit and look at the water and just like deflect
It's
while I'm
relaxing.
drinking my wine.
Mhm.
I know we ain't supposed to do that at the beach, but oh well. But I can see why you like fishing or people that do because it's the serene. I think it's just like
Very
quiet.
seen the sound of the
So
waves crashing,
yeah.
and literally, we live in such a connected world. Just to
Mhm.
disconnect from it all, and just be out there with the wilderness.
Mhm.
It's it's very every time after a camping trip or a fishing trip, I just feel very relaxed because
Mm.
my mind is not constantly flooded with social media or what's happening. It's just me
Mm.
and me and nature.
Just deep, just,
Uh-huh.
like, deconnecting, I
Hmm.
like that, but
Yeah.
my last friend, I guess they went all camping, everybody slept outside, and he slept in the car, he was like, "The bears ain't finna get me," and I was just like, "Can you imagine? Like, you're
Yeah.
sleeping in your tent,
Terrifying.
and there's, like, a bear, like, just coming just
Oh, the
all
cute
up in
little
your shit,
bear.
and you're like, 'Oh, it's cute,' but then, like, mama bear comes on, and everybody freaking out scared."
Oh, I saw this one video where this guy was feeding a bear and it swiped at him. I was like,
Well,
why
why
are
would you go
you
feed
why are you touching the bear, dude? Like,
I just don't even I just can't even with people right now. And then speaking of the water, I would think that people would wanna be safe because they said, like, the killer whales are kinda, like,
They're
migrating to,
uh-huh.
like, Southern California, and I said, "A shark is one thing, a dolphin is one thing." We didn't have sea lions, but I said, "The killer whales?"
They're smart. In Europe, actually, they're so tired of all the boats that they started
They've been
feeding them.
jamming them,
Yeah,
right?
they
And just, like,
smashed and
sinking them.
sinking them.
And I said, "See, this is why SeaWorld need to be shut down
I
because
hear
how
you.
many times
It's
like,
jacked up.
after watching that documentary, I said, "Oh, no, just release them.
Yeah.
This is madness."
They're too smart. They're
Yeah,
too smart to be held up in a cage like that.
and after that one, Caucasian lady died, I said, "I don't even know why the park is still up."
There's
God rest her soul, I'm so
mhm.
sorry.
Yeah. That was brutal.
Yeah, it was just horrible,
It's
but
bad for everybody. It's just not a good thing. So
so long as you self-care, you seem like you got all this amazing things going on, like, we gotta know, we have to know. I ask all my, guests this. So, like, being this amazing person, having your career, family man, active, self-caring, just being a person of your brand, relationships, dating, just like anything, because this is LA. It's like
yeah, you know what? I've
look,
been
people do that like that
it's
smile
hard.
cringe where they be like, eh."
Dating in LA is hard. Even in OC, I think there's a lot of hurt people out there,
Oh my god.
and
It's urine in the dating
it's
pool. It's
crazy.
urine
Yeah.
in the
Oh,
da
is that
now
what you
let me
meant?
take
I was
that
like,
back. There's piss in
there,
the
yeah,
dating
straight
pool.
up. There's so many good people out there, but a lot
Yeah,
of people are hurt.
yeah,
And
that
I've
is
been
true.
dating around too, and I won't say that I haven't hurt people 'cause I probably have too, but
Mhm,
I'm trying to be more cognizant of it and
mhm,
more choosy. But right now, I'm 100% into the business because I realize when I have
mhm.
relationships or breakups, my mind gets out of sync with the business.
And
So
it
I'll be
affects our
it
work.
affects your work.
Mhm,
You're staring at the computer like, why? What should I do? I'm like, okay, I should be working right now.
mhm. I should be working. Imma stock they stuff again.
Yeah,
You be like, "I should be working,"
I
and,
got to work.
"No, Imma send her one last text. Imma
Yeah.
send him one last text." Like, no, it
Yeah.
gets like that sometimes.
It gets like that, and you just gotta move on, and then there's always we're great people. You're great.
Mhm.
I like to think I'm great. You have to. Um, and I'm sure everything will work out. So right now, definitely not dating. Not opposed to it, but definitely a lot of my time is jammed up with work and a lot of
Yeah,
it.
because everybody, like I tell all the time, and I think what me and you struggle with is like we work a lot.
A lot.
So fitting somebody into that schedule will just be like
Hmm.
a miracle, but can they accommodate what sometimes I might have to go on a plane or sometimes I have to go to this. I'll be busy all the time, but like I'm with you. Like
Exactly.
I'm with
So
you.
you can always make it work. And I realized
Mhm.
this year too, like, oh, like I know I'm busy, but if I genuinely like this person, I
Mhm.
realized, oh, I can make time. And I made time for people. And it's more about I don't know. Is it I don't know. How do I say it?
I just
You
had a
can make
post like
time. You can
I
always make time
just
for
tweeted and made a post about this not too long ago, and I was like, "I've been running from it, you guys." I was like, "It's been a few years, and I've been running from it and ducking and dodging. I got to start dating again. Good God!" And I put like this shaking head face because I was like, "I have this theory, and I know it's horrible." And I was like, "I have this theory of like being in my apartment and dying alone with a whole bunch of cats."
it.
And then, like, somebody finding my body from after weeks of the cat eating my face because I've died alone in my apartment. And I don't even like cats,
Oh,
okay?
no.
But that's like my theory. And I'm
Mhm.
just like, God, I have to start dating again. And I'm scared. Like,
Yeah, after COVID, I stopped dating for like 2 years because like my mind was a mess.
yeah.
And then actually, COVID was a blessing for me in the sense that it really, instead of partying every weekend, I kind of like,
Hmm.
I just kind of found myself a lot more. Even this the beginning half of last year, like I think I know where I am, and I'm at
Hmm.
more peace with all of me now. So I'm at a better place to be dating because I think if you're dating when you're full of trauma, is not good for both parties.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's definitely
Got to get all
you
that
got to get it
out.
all out. You got to be calm, at peace with yourself.
Hmm.
Once you love yourself, then you can love other people.
Hmm.
If you don't love yourself, you might be just receiving love, and it has to be a two-way street if you want
Yeah,
it
it
to work
has to
out.
give. It's like a push and a pull.
Hmm.
That's like a yin and yang
Hmm.
when you're ready to like date. Because people
Exactly.
sometimes don't understand. They're out there dating, but they haven't even healed from
They're
the
not
last
ready.
thing,
They're not
and
ready.
then they're projecting
They
their trauma and their pain onto you, and you're trying to be like, "I care about you, we can fix this," but you can't fix that motherfucker, they need to go to
They have
therapy.
to fix themselves.
They have to fix themselves
Yeah,
and go to therapy, then you might be able to love that person, just not right now.
exactly. I've been on both sides of that, and I've done it, and I don't plan on doing it anymore. Um, but I've also received it, and I know it's there, and I think people just need some healing,
No, I totally
some
get
love.
it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
So doing this, that's good to hear that, the working man. I get it. You can find somebody, you can find your significant other that's gonna be right here, she's doing or he or she are doing their thing and they're being with you and while they're working on their brand, but they're also working on their shit.
Yeah, so, I mean, if I get to be successful enough, hopefully she won't have to do anything. She's just, she could do whatever she wants. She
People
wants
like us with the problem with our dating thing is that we have to date people that got their shit going on, but then the people that have their shit going on, we're so like we're
I
like this.
know.
We're like this, like, you're
Mm,
not gonna steal or, like, use me for
yeah,
what do you want? Like,
uh-huh.
that's how we're like.
I
We're, like,
know.
holding on to our shit, and we're
I
like,
know. Crazy.
"I wanna love, but I'm so scared. What do you want?"
You know what? That's a big thing, right? Everybody. I feel like everybody wants to love, but they're so terrified of it.
Yeah.
And I get it. I've been there. You just have to understand that not everybody is like that, and
Mhm.
there's definitely a lot of people that are gonna be hurting you too. But you just gotta pick yourself up and move on, because who knows what life experience, or who knows who you could be meeting. If you're so terrified
Mhm.
of finding love, you might
You
skip
might
out
miss
on the
out.
biggest, best thing of your life.
Yeah, you might miss out. So sometimes it is the good people to, take a leap out on faith. I
Go
tell
get hurt.
everybody, I be like, go get hurt, be optimistic, be smart.
Be Go
be,
get hurt, but be smart.
be
Don't
smart.
don't be a fool and do all the bad things that they ask you. Stand your ground, be yourself, get hurt, and then talk to them. It's like,
Honestly,
you
yes.
kind of hurt me because you did this. And a lot of people, I realize also, is like, nobody's a mind reader, first off. But a lot of people also don't communicate their emotions well. And it's like, hey, what's going on? It's like, nothing. It's like, right, I feel like
It's
something's
like I feel
wrong.
like there's a lot going on. And then there's also like I've seen this meme and it's so funny to me, but it's very realistic. And it's like this girl, she's sitting on the therapist like little chair and
Uh-huh.
he's like talking, he was like, well, you seen the red flags. Why didn't you say
Mm,
anything? She was like, well, I thought it was a circus. Like, and I was having fun. And he
right.
was like, no, but he was like shaking his head and I was like, no.
Sometimes those red flags in the beginning, you're like, it's okay.
It's okay. I got
But
problems.
let's
No,
be
run.
real.
Like
Later on, you'll regret it. I'm I'm hands down have always been like, oh, those red flags are okay. But let's get real. Like deep down your core, you feel something like, oh, this is kind of off. And you should bring it up in the beginning, because later on you don't talk about it. And then they're like, I thought this was okay. It's like, nah, to
no.
be real, I hated it since the beginning. It's like, why?
Tell me, I
Just
fucking
be
hate this,
just be
okay?
transparent.
I hate this.
Exactly. Just talk.
Oh my God, having lived it, is there anything you want to see more from the plus size community?
Um, you know what I would love to see is, hmm, it's so hard because I see a lot of the plus size community really becoming more just out there. They're blossoming so
Yeah,
hard right
yeah.
the past couple of years. I'm like,
Mhm.
what I would love to see, I guess, is them, hmm, more on, it's happening right now. So I can't say it's not happening. I see a lot of fashion models or fashion companies that are doing that on the runways.
Mhm.
And it's like amazing. But I want to see more stuff curated for them. And
Yes.
um, I think that'd be amazing. It's happening.
I think
So,
that would be amazing
mhm.
too. Like we're building so much and these influencers are very some of them are really super amazing. They touch on the stuff that needs to be talked about and needs to be said when it comes to these brands or just like things that's happening into either the model industry or the entertainment industry. They're speaking up and people are understanding now like that's not my era. I'm more like, Imma talk shit in the background. Like, I'm not finna be on like, these girls and boys, they have got on, they'll get on the social media and be like, "This brand," and will tag the brand, and they will that and
Mm,
I'll be like, "Oh, they ain't playing." So I think some of these, companies have been conscious of
yeah.
like, "Okay." don't do that because I don't want to be canceled. This is so like this cancel culture
Oh, it's crazy.
and that's why I think it's the whole kind of like standpoint of they're scared of
Yeah, I
influencers.
think it's become too black and white.
Yeah.
And honestly, what I've not just fashion industry, but in life, nothing is black and white. There's so much gray area. There's so much
Yeah.
in between. And right now, everybody, like you said, the cancel culture. If you don't pick their side, you're against them.
Oh
But
my
it's like, no,
god.
I'm not. I have, I'm not against you. I have my own opinions, and I hope you don't hate me for that
Yeah,
kind
don't
of
hate
thing.
me for that.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you. I and actually agree. I see your valid points. I just don't feel that way, and I think people should have their own voices. So
Now you're doing all
that's
these
me.
amazing things. Do you have any words that you would like to say to your fans?
I don't know if I have fans, but if I do out there, um, let me know what you want to see. I'm continuously listening to feedback, and
Mhm.
I am limited to what I can. Since I mostly produce out of Los Angeles, I am kind of limited on what I can produce, but I am always trying to grow, and I I have a lot of visions of what I know what people want or would tell me like I can't do that right now.
Mm.
And if you keep
Mhm.
telling me more and more, and there's more feedback, then I know like now I have enough customers who will purchase, so I can definitely manufacture overseas. But right now I just wanted to thanks for the support, fans. If you're out there, hope you guys continuously support me and the brand, and hopefully we can make plus size things just it's normal and make you feel beautiful.
Oh, that's so amazing. Any projects or anything you have going on with your line?
No, just continuously grinding out stuff. I have so many designs in my head that I want to do, but it's so limited to um, the fabric that's allowed to me here and the trims that are allowed to me in the Los Angeles area. I think right now a lot of the fashion companies, the local companies, they're struggling right now. So even my fabric vendors are like, "We're not getting another shipment of this for another time." I was like, "What?" So I think there's a lot of stress in the world,
Mhm. There's a
um,
lot of stress.
a lot of struggles. So I'm just counting my blessings, and I'm just gonna roll with the punches and make do with what I got. That's why I need your support.
Ah, I love it, I love it. So there you guys have it. That was the ultimate story and very intimate side from the founder of Livid, Jim Lee. We wanna thank you so much for coming on to the platform. I really loved your story, and I love your passion, what you're doing for the community.
Thank you so much for having me. It's honestly such an amazing thing that you're doing, and um, just kind of giving people the voice to do show that stuff. It's really amazing.
Oh, thank you so much, and it was such appreciation. I was so excited when you said yes. When you told me about the interview, I was just like, "Yes." I was like, "Yeah,
No
go,
way,
go."
really?
Yeah, because I love to
Thank
hear the
you.
stories. You guys are what's impacting the community and, making room and taking up space when it comes to creating these companies and being a designer and just founder. You should be
Wow,
proud.
recognizing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I'm one of the girls. I'm one of
Wow,
the girls that
thank you,
recognize it.
thank you.
So thank you guys for tuning in. That was another episode of She is Plus Size Beauty. Please do not forget to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. She is Plus Size Beauty. Check you out. See you guys later.